First forecast brought to you by Stored at Home, rent-to-own portable buildings, and boy, was it another warm day out there. We did have a few showers breaking out once again, but temperatures reaching all the way up into the 90s and mid-90s in some places. Looking at 94 in Baton Rouge as well as here. Natchitoches at 93, Monroe at 92, Shreveport at 92. All of us on the heat at least 90 or above. Little spots where you see the lighter temperature color there, that indicating cooler temperatures for the daytime highs today, but most everyone getting to around 90, and the humidity, yeah, it's just as bad. 67 tonight, that's likely where our dew point will be. Mainly clear skies, but a better chance of rain is in the forecast. We'll be talking about that and the oppressive heat, maybe 95 plus headed in our direction. All coming up in just a few minutes. Your ABC 31 News starts now.
Welcome to ABC 31 News tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. State Representative Julie Stokes announces her candidacy for Secretary of State. That is our big story tonight. The 48-year-old Stokes currently represents Jefferson Parish in the State House and is a CPA from Kenner. The special election is in November to fill the vacancy left by Tom Shedler, who resigned to fight allegations of sexual harassment. A witness in a hearing for a death row prisoner today told the judge she's been harassed into testifying for the defense. Robinson is asking to get out of prison even though he was convicted of slaying a family of 4, including an infant, in the Poland community a couple of decades ago. The witness, who says she saw the bodies and called 911, told the judge the defense is lying about what she saw that day and what she told an investigator. She said she was called last night to come to court in Rapides Parish today, and visibly upset, she said she had been told she would be put in jail if she didn't testify. The investigator who reportedly called her is being subpoenaed to testify in court tomorrow. Central Louisiana for Human Resources Management and Fort Polk Soldiers for Life came together for an area-wide career fair. Residents and veterans came out seeking career opportunities, and this year, veterans had a separate job fair from the general public.
They reached out with us to do a second quarter job fair, and we hadn't had one on the schedule yet, and we like the idea of partnering with outside organizations. That way we get companies from both looking for military, but also companies that are in the local area also. So we gave a chance. They were willing to prioritize military to come for the first hour, so right now you see military going into the job fair for the first hour, and then the general public will come in after.
The career fair was sponsored by a half-dozen area organizations. 21st Annual Law Enforcement Memorial honors fallen law enforcement officers. It was held last night in downtown Alexandria. So far this year, there have been 53 line-of-duty deaths. Officers from the Louisiana State Police, Rapides Parish Sheriff's Office, Alexandria Police Department, and the Alexandria City Marshal's Office, along with friends and family, were all present at the memorial. There was a roll call of fallen officers from the Cenla area, as well as a plane of taps and a 21-gun salute. The daughter of one fallen hero from the APD has graduated from the University Academy and has her own entourage from her dad's team. Margot Carruth is seen here standing with the officers who stood with her late father, Jay Carruth. He died in the line of duty back in 2003. Councilman Ed Larvadain, Joe Fuller, and Jules Green called a news conference last night alleging that Mayor Jock Roy intimidated Corporal Alan Stokes when he asked Stokes about the police chief selection process.
This type of bullying, threatening, pressuring, arm-twisting, bulldozing, and terrifying demeanor is unacceptable. As a public official of this city, I'm embarrassed of the conduct of Mayor Roy, and so should you. No one is above the law, not even Mayor Roy. This type of behavior and conduct from our utmost senior leadership in our city is not conducive and will not move our city forward. We will be contacting U.S. Attorney to request an investigation into this matter to determine what laws have been violated. This will also subsequently determine if we will move forward with requesting Mayor Roy's resignation. Thank you. There will be no further comments.
The mayor counters that the claims aren't true and says they are just the latest example of negative politics from the councilman. Meanwhile, the mayor was the featured speaker at the Central Louisiana Democratic Women as they held their monthly meeting today.
Obviously, things that are important to them are after the closure of Huey P. Long, what's happening with our hospital system has been something that this group has been very concerned about, making sure that the least of ours in the community have access to health care. So I'm going to talk to them a little bit about the governor's recent visit yesterday and how that played out and what we saw. I'm also going to talk a little bit about unity in the community and this principle of othering that I started talking about back in November and was covered by the news and how that works in our society. And lastly, we'll probably talk about some things that the city's doing in terms of programs. These are very active folks in our community. They tend to not only want to know, but then react and go do things based on what they learn in these meetings. And so it's a pleasure to be here.
Those meetings are held every third Wednesday of the month for the Central Louisiana Democratic Women. That's at the downtown Holiday Inn. The 11th annual South Alexandria Community Cleanup Day will be held this Saturday. The South Alexandria Revitalization Committee met today with sponsors and participants to announce the cleanup.
All of us in this room are concerned about litter and the presentation of our community, the presentation of our neighborhoods, the presentation of how we see it.
This Saturday at 9 a.m., the South Alexandria Revitalization Committee will be hosting its 11th annual cleanup for the South Alexandria area. And our objective and our goal is to go out into the area and clean up all of the debris that we see in our area. It's been an initiative over the last 11 years to make our city great. And we want to thank Mayor Jock Roy and all of the city officials for assisting us in our endeavors.
Volunteers, sponsors, and participants will meet at Antioch Missionary Baptist Church in Alexandria at 8:30 a.m. and that cleanup begins at 9. Today was a special day for Reentry Solutions, thanks to the Rotary Club. The Rotary Club presented a $4,000 grant. Candy Kristoff of Reentry Solutions used that money toward replacing their old computers with some more up-to-date technology. Kristoff says she's thankful for that gift.
These computers will be used by our members of Central Louisiana and our members of Reentry Solutions. Now they'll be able to come and check their emails. They'll be able to get on software programs that will be able to help them with their skill development. They'll be able to check emails, resume building, etc. So those that are local who are having transportation issues, those that are not as computer savvy to where they can handle a classroom but need that one-on-one attention can come here in a safe environment, in a warm and welcoming environment, and get the help that they need.
Reentry Solutions says it's dedicated to breaking the cycle of returning to incarceration within Cenla. The Iron Circle Law Enforcement Motor Club is hosting a fundraiser this weekend, the Throttling It Through Cancer Ride.
Throttling Through Cancer Ride is a benefit ride we're putting on for a young lady named Elizabeth Roberts. She's a young lady, mother of a little 7-year-old boy, and she's fighting Hodgkin's lymphoma right now. So she's not been able to work during this time and stuff. She's making trips every other week to Houston, and soon going to be having to make a trip every week.
Wow.
So we're trying to help her out and raise some money to help her get through this fight and to keep on going, and trying to show her some love and support. Money that comes in is going to her to pay for medical expenses and anything else that needs to be taken care of during this time for her.
And registration for that ride to benefit Elizabeth Roberts begins at 9 a.m. Saturday at Taboo Harley-Davidson.
When temperatures rise, some don't always have the luxury of turning on a thermostat. That's why KLAX TV and area businesses have teamed up to form the Spring Fan Drive for the elderly. You can help by dropping off a fan at a location near you. Fans will be collected and distributed by each parish's Council on Aging provider. Remember, keeping cool isn't something that comes easy for everyone. Help us to bring some relief from the summer heat to those less fortunate.
Well, we broke a record high today and likely looks like we're going to have at least a shot at it the next 3 days as well. Tomorrow's record, 93, forecast high, 93. So we're going to be very, very close. And of course, that's set also back in 1925. So repeating days there. As we go into our Thursday and Friday, we're looking at very warm conditions. By Friday, temperatures could be 94, maybe even all the way up to 95. As we look ahead, Of course, Saturday, the record is 97. Not sure we're going to get there, but we're going to be approaching it. 95, 96 is possible. Another very warm day, and of course, this one set way back in 1906. A long-standing record there. And our surface map not changing much from really the last couple of days. Humid, warm conditions across the eastern seaboard. But here locally, yeah, it's just hot. A slight chance at a shower or thunderstorm again for the day tomorrow, thanks to the moisture that is present. But really most people will be dry just like today. Only 4/100ths of an inch of rain today really is just a quick shower. And that's likely what we'll see the next several days, is just a slight chance at a quick shower. 94 the forecast high for tomorrow, so that would once again break the record if we get there. Slight chance at a shower or thunderstorm, mainly as we go into the afternoon hours, so that's looking from about 3 o'clock through 7 o'clock when we could see that chance of thunderstorms erupting with the heating of the day. Convective temperatures are going to be right around 93, so once we get there, that's when we should see things start to go up and maybe see a shower or thunderstorm. Moisture still rather limited here, but plenty of moisture around as far as our surface dew points go, all the way to near 70. Yeah, that's just downright nasty humidity. And as we're looking ahead for the weekend, if you're hoping for a weather change, unlikely. Very warm conditions all across the south and south central over the next several days, even as we go through the weekend, and the active rain staying off to our north, but this will eventually sink south, and as it does, most of the southeast is going to be on a very summer-like pattern where during the afternoon hours we'll see those showers and thunderstorms go up. Then during the evening, the rain kind of dies out, and then the following day we get kind of a repeat pattern. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that for you, but that looks likely as we go into next week, bringing our chances of rain back up to around 40%. For just about every day. 94 to 95 out there tomorrow. The heat is on, and yes, we could be 95 to 97 on Saturday. Better chance of rain as we go Monday through Wednesday of next week. 30 to 40% chance, just an isolated shower or storm in a few places. That's a look at your 7-day, your weather forecast. Scott?
Thank you, Ross. No smoking allowed signs can be found in almost all major public facilities, whether it's parks or restaurants or buildings. And first thing that typically comes to mind is cigarettes, but what about secondhand pot smoke? Here's Janae Norman.
Smoking cannabis has become more and more popular, yet we have no clear conclusions about what smoking pot could do to our health in the long run, or if we should be mindful of exposure of pot smoke to children. Researchers examined data from the National Survey on Drug Use and Health between the years 2002 and 2015 to get a better understanding of the trends with cannabis use during those times. They specifically looked at parents who smoked cannabis but not tobacco, those who smoked both, and those who were non-smokers. Not surprising, there were more cannabis smokers and less tobacco smokers. But cannabis use was 4 times higher in tobacco smokers than non-smokers in 2015 as compared to 2002, and there are more cigarette smokers smoking pot. Secondhand cannabis smoke has been shown to have similar and possibly even worse risks than secondhand tobacco smoke, and young children are still mostly at risk. We'll need to keep a lookout to the health effects of cannabis, especially as states push to legalize marijuana.
Good morning, Central Louisiana.
Good morning, America.
Look for your local weather updates during GMA. Brought to you by LSUA. Find your way to A.
Here's a good boy. A hero dog dives into the swimming pool to save his friend. His two friends are Remus and Smokey. They were let out in the backyard, and at some point, Smokey ended up in the family pool. You can see him there kind of treading water while Remus tries to get him to swim over to the steps. After a few unsuccessful attempts, Remus just jumps in there and uses his body to push Smokey out into the water. This video came from Lori and Jay Becerra of Mesa, Arizona, who praised hero dog Remus, saying, yeah, he might be a bit of a crazy pup, but he's got a heart of gold. Some nice work there, getting his buddy out.
It was excellent. I like the end of the video here where he goes back
going
to the
back
water.
to check things out.
He's like,
should I jump back in?
He's like,
I don't know if that was Remus or Smokey, though.
Well, that was the one that
I think
jumped
that was
in to
Remus
save.
who went in to save him. And,
Yeah,
you know, he knows where the stairs are. He knows how to get out on his own.
Yeah,
so
he was like,
if he
that
wants
felt
to jump
pretty
back
good.
in, that's okay.
Right
Also, let it be a lesson to people to not just let your dogs out by the pool when you're not home. I mean,
That is true.
Yeah, it could have ended in tragedy.
Could have ended badly.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Only one doctor brings health right to your home.
Every day is a new chance for change, and everyone can start right now.
Make an appointment with Dr. Oz. Check in for your daily checkup.
MASH 4077, SOS and Mayday.
MeTV presents MASH May Days.
Something special just for me.
Each week in May, MeTV remembers a different memorable 4077 character. There's Hawkeye Week.
It's a prayer come true.
Hot Lips Week.
Here's to me.
Radar Week.
Oh, that's me.
Potter Week.
Perfecto.
And BJ Week.
You've got to be kidding.
On MeTV Alexandria.